Hi everybody, let's get on to our big meet, the Victory Moon here at Turffontein Racecourse. Betway fully behind the day, and well done to them as always. And this is the tabforracing.com maiden plate. It's over 1160 meters. It is the start of the bipot, of course, and some interesting runners here in the form of Joe Somers, Walled Green, that Pierre Stradham's got the ride on at 3-1. Johan Janssen van Vieren and Gavin Arena and Presley are priced up also 3-1, so they're joints at the moment. And Brett Crawford's got a horse called William Blake, number 11, who's priced up at 11-2. Daryl, I'll come to you first. It's bipots. Let's settle the scores now and get the bipots up and see what you want to do in terms of this first leg.
How are you, Mr. Basil?
Fine. How are you, Daryl?
Lovely, thank you.
Playing well, Miss Sully. Playing well.
No, we're okay.
Don't worry about you.
Now, before
well.
Presley's debut, Mr. Van Vuren said he needs twice the distance. So it was a promising debut effort. Then on the inside track of 1,000 meters, just beat him for speed. Much better than that effort. I think the 1160, obviously still on the sharp side for him, but he'll appreciate the extra furlong and a more testing surface like the Stansides track. So I think you can expect improvements on his behalf. He's drawn on what could be the right side. And then I backed him up with number 11, William Blake. Nice debut. It's actually related to that sprinter that was sold to Mauritius, Goethe or something like that.
Okay.
I think he won 3 from 5 up on over sprinting trips. Nice debut. Been off since then, but the word is he's working well and he's got a quartet chance. In that form, the second and the third came out to win. So I went 7 and 11.
Okay. All right, that's interesting. Just the 2 horses, eh?
Yes. Not confident, but hopefully I'll get through.
Your second and third came out to win later, you mean? Not
No,
direct.
from Biofarmers run.
From the Biofarmer formula.
Yes.
Are we talking about William Blake? Sorry, Omar.
Yes.
William Blake's form line was behind Biofarmer. The second and third horses, the direct form hasn't worked out, but perhaps later on, eh?
Okay, they've
Sorry, I
subsequently
look
won.
at the
Yes.
direct line.
Oh, Captain Warra and Georgia Hanel.
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
both won since then.
Since then, I'm talking directly. Okay, cool.
No, leave form lines.
Mr. Burrows, how you doing, Mr. Burrows? Tell us about your bipot first leg.
How's it, Clyde? I like the Joe Somer runner. Number 2, Walled Garden. Pierre Stradham takes the ride. I thought that was a good debut. There was market support from 12-1 into 5-1. Raced green, ran on 3 lengths off Champion P. I thought that was a good effort. He's drawn 3, but Pierre Stradham, he's a patient rider. He might just move him slightly across the track, and I think he's hard to beat. Now, the dangers would be Marquez, a horse like Statesman, that I heard is quite a head case, but he's got ability. He's got all the ability in the world, they say. He started 16-10 on debut, took no interest. And William Blake ran in a juvenile plate on debut. So all of 1, 2, 9, and 11 have chances.
Okay, so it is an interesting first leg of the bipot. Daryl's worked it out where he's going 7 and 11. You'll notice in no bankers, it's a challenging card out there at Victory Moon Day. Not easy, and that's how he recommends we play the bipot today. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the third. This is a take a bet winner number maiden plate. It's over the distance of 1,600 meters. Start of the place accumulators. I'm going to go to Darren Burrows. Let's talk about this horse, Tinny Play, who's a 3-1 favourite for the Paul Matchett stable. Warmed up in running and took off on debut. I think was meant to run in that abandoned race meeting, if I recall correctly. Emblem of War is up there at 33-10, and 2 Donny is up there too at 4-1 in the market. Those are the top 3. Darren, your first choice.
Well, let's start with Thinny Player. I didn't like the way he went to start on debut, and that's probably why he was towards the back of the field early, just trying to warm up during the race. And when he got that stride together, he took off. He might adopt similar tactics depending on how he goes to the start this time around. So that's why I'm leaning towards Donny. I liked his debut behind William Iron Arm. Now, that was over a mile. Then he dropped back to that Farm Stales Stakes twice to 1,200 meters, where he was just a bit outpaced. He's back over a mile on the stand side track. He's going to love it. and I think Dhoni's going to run an absolute blinder. Emblem of War's not out of it, and I Spied. So 2 to beat 3, 9, and 10.
Okay. So again, challenging race, not easy. Daryl?
Yeah, Dhoni has to be one of the leading lights of here, Clyde. Just based on his debut efforts over the course and distance. A few more strides, he actually would have won on debut.
Yeah.
Just needs luck in running. Terry Stables come to form. So definitely one of the leading lights. I Spied, slight improvement with the blinkers last time out, although overdoing it. Maybe I don't exactly know if it was a full cup, or maybe they try a half cup and he settles. I don't know, but hopefully he relaxes this time around. I think Simonga will be keen to boot one home for Tyron Zaki after the last race at Turffontein under the lights. Yeah, and then although I'm not a fan of Emblem of War's form lines, Clyde, I think the race will be run to suit. He's got that early toe, and Mr. Terry will have a line through Kambulu and Dhoni. I'm sure Dhoni's shown him more, but they don't run on paper. So Emblem of War, he should be given every opportunity up front, and we've seen in the past he does possess some guts and determination, and he could fight on into the money over here. So 2 and 9 for me, Clyde.
Paul Matchett also not.
I don't know, has Mr. Matchett gone quiet? I respect
saw
any
him
player.
yesterday.
I mean, he's going to love the step up in trip. He's out of a Galileo mare. So
Okay.
everyone's saying just watch him move to the start and then make up your mind. I didn't see his first.
No, it doesn't. Well, it didn't move first time out. First, it didn't move well. But yeah, let's see if
There
when
is
you've gone.
some giving the ground at the moment.
There is at the moment, quite right. So the I Spied form line is probably one of the strongest at the moment in this particular race. Daryl does give that a chance. Let's have a look at place accumulators here because it's that time and Daryl's got his PA worked out for you. There is a banker a bit later on that comes up in the third leg of the place accumulator. Daryl is going to bank a breeze over. Daryl, is that right? Yeah, breeze over banker, yeah. And then the rest of them, we got a couple in each race. Okay, it's a pick six. Are you ready? Let's get our pick sixes on for race number 4 on the card now. Let's talk about what we're going to do in this handicap event. It is for 3-year-olds, restricted to the 3-year-olds over the 1,800 meters. And good to see a bunch of them come together. There's some nice ones in here in the form of number 2, Purple Pitcher, who's spoken about very highly with regards to his connections. The 6, House of Romanov, 33-10. If I didn't mention Purple Pitcher, he's 22-10 on the Friday. The 1, We Are the Logans, highly rated, 7-2, and the 7, Jordan, is trading at around 15-4. Maybe you can get a bit of 4-1. Daryl?
Now, Clyde, you have to be impressed with Purple Pitcher to date. He's got a lovely turn of foot. Will he be able to switch it on over 1,800 on the stand side track, carrying 59.5? It's certainly not going to be easy pickings for him, giving weight away, barring receiving weight from We Are the Logans, who I'm sure will need the run. He's been off for 3 months. So I do respect Purple Pitcher, but I was very impressed with Jordan's latest start. Many will say it was disappointing. He caught my eye. I just hope Phyllis Sunday is okay. Clyde, you were working on course yesterday. Word is he was a little bit sore, but he got up. He wanted to get up straight away, so there were no serious injuries. Let's hope he's riding, because I think there aren't too many 52 kilogram riders riding as well as Phyllis Sunday currently. So third run after rest, receiving 7.5 kilograms from Purple Pitcher, having his peak run, a longer run in. I think he will reverse that form with House of Romanov. I think Jordan will take all the beating.
Okay. That's 15-4 Jordan. Daryl, big on that. Darren, where are you? Which one are you on?
Clyde, for me, a field race. I included all 7 runners. I didn't really give Majestic Touch much of a chance, but he is highly regarded and he could improve. Now, Purple Pitcher was very impressive last time out. He beat Gimme Another Chance by 2 lengths. I thought that was a good win. It was a step up in class. But it is a handicap, and he's got to give horses like Jordan 7.5 kilos, House of Romanov 5.5 kilos, even a filly like Soldier's Eye that I thought was very unlucky to lose last time out. She's got ability. She's going to tuck in towards the back and fly up. I thought very tricky.
Okay, tricky race. This is the pick six from Darren's perspective as to how he sees it. His banker does come up later on this afternoon. He's going in the Victory Moon with Atticus Finch. He likes that very much today, and that's his recommended play. Take a percentage, whatever you guys can afford, of course. Okay, here the market's quite congested. It's sort of uncertain between absolute value, breeze over, rule book. What's that? 2, 4, and 6. Or thereabouts 5 to 2, 28 to 10. There's not much in it from a market perspective. Form-wise, I guess the same, Darren. Really, these horses we've seen them bump all the time, and you may get in different results. Who knows as things go, or as they continue to race against each other. What's your take on the race?
Well, Clyde, I thought between Breeze Over, Rulebook, and Absolute Value. Now, look at Breeze Over. He's got the blinkers back on where he's run his best races. He is around 2 kilos better off with Rulebook for a length and 3/4 beating. And in saying that, Rulebook came back to best last time out. He loves the inside track. He loves this sort of distance. Now it's a stand-side track. He's also won on the stand-side track. So 2 and 4 have to go in. Absolute Value is a strong front runner, and he could run well too. So I'm not going to split numbers 2, 4, and 6. I think that's enough to get you through the pick 6.
Does it? Yeah, okay. So that's the point, I guess, now. Daryl, does it end there?
I've only gone 2 runners here, Clyde.
Okay.
I think the blinkers back on Breeze Over is the right move. I think it's going to prove to be the winning move. My reason for that, Clyde, he seems a bit one-paced when given a chance. They've tried to adopt different tactics with him. Hasn't really worked.
No.
I think with the blinkers, they're going excuse me, Clyde, they're going to put him in the race, right? And hopefully challenge a horse like Absolute Value or a Fraud, who look the likely pacemakers, quite early in the straights, because he's just going to keep finding to the line. He's very, very fit. Muzi knows him extremely well. He's not going to retire a one-time winner, Clyde. He's only won 1 from 12. When he gets his act together, he's more than capable, this horse. So I think he is the right one. On Saturday. Then I've backed him up with Rulebook. Now, there's not much separating the two of them on paper, but you just have to be impressed with the way Rulebook won his latest start. I mean, he was in control of that race from the jump. He came into the straight. He never ever looked in danger. It was on the inside track. Like Darren says, he has won on the inside track, but I prefer him on the inside track. So that's my reasoning for leaning towards number 2, Breeze Over.
Okay. Well, that's the wrap in terms of race number 5. You've heard from both guys now. Make up your mind what you want to do here. The jackpot is a jackpot recommendation, and it comes from Darren, where he's gone 2, 4, and 6. Second leg, he's gone 1, 4, 5, 6, and 7. He's bankering the 9 in the jackpot as well, and then 1, 2, 5, and 7. Okay, let's get on to the National Colour Stakes. It's a listed event. It's over 1,000 metres, this race. There are 9 of them that are going to line up in this event. And the favourite is Golden Sickle, is top of the boards, and is priced up at 22 to 10. That's on Friday. That's number 5 on the card. 4 Moon Shining Through, 33 to 10. Betting, I think, is subject to change. I think you'll see a few changes here. 6 Ice Star, 11 to 2, and 7 to 1 about number 1 Lula Star. All right, Daryl, let me come to you. New name, remember National Colour?
Sure.
Were you
Lightning
born when
fast,
National Colour was running? Were you around?
Lightning fast, yeah.
She was good.
Yeah, Mr. Funnycake's filly, eh?
Yes, for Terry.
Golden
top
Sickle,
class.
Clyde. This filly came to Tony with cracking juvenile form. I mean, look who she ran behind. Raskova, October Morn. She was very competitive. So it's no surprise to see her now find her feet and progressing and being on the upgrade. In saying that, her rating has gone up at the same time, but it looks like she's drawn on the right side of the track. A lovely weight to shoulder, 53. Yeah, so if she's fit and well after that slight break, I think with that early toe, she could be very, very hard to peg back. The class act in my mind is Moon Shining Through, well, obviously the class act is a Lula Star, but Moon shining through, Clyde. On her day, she's very, very good and she's competitive at a high level. My only reservation is I like to see her move to the start first before making up my mind. But one thing's for certain, this thing is out the ground and that's going to suit her. So I think she's one for the shortlist, yeah. And I know a filly like R Star is out at the weights. You can see at the net ratings, she's out. What is it, 9 odd pounds, Clyde? 4.5 kilograms. That's a lot of weight.
Yeah.
But as a filly, she's actually a bull of a filly, Clyde. I don't think we've seen the best of her yet. She gets a lot stronger handling in the irons. No disrespect to Trent and the other apprentice that have recently sat aboard her. But Simanga will get a good tune out of her. And if you just see her, you know that she's going to progress. So Fabian Stables in a rich vein of form. Don't be surprised to see her featured despite being out at the weights.
So you're giving her a chance, eh?
Yes.
Star. Okay, interesting. I think all of 6, 7, 8, 9, they're all out at the weights, but watch out, Star might be the upset horse. Mr. Burrows, did you watch National Colour? Were you born?
Yes, I was watching racing. It feels like I was in my 20s, but I was actually younger. But I've been watching racing since the age of 4 years old, when my dad was training in the Western Cape. I was at the stables every morning. I know the history of racing results from the 1950s upwards. So if they had a quiz, I would probably be able to answer all those questions. I like No Filter as my clear-cut first choice in the race. Now, she may be out at the weight, but I have been waiting and waiting for this filly to drop to 1,000 meters because this is her trip. 1,200, you'll see, she goes to the front and she doesn't quite hang in there. Her maiden win was a scintillating victory over 1,000 at the Vaal. And with 53 kilos drawn towards the outside, I think No Filter is going to give these favourites a big run for their money. I've got respect for the Tony Peter runner, Golden Sickle. I've got respect for Moon Shining Through. I would have been more confident if it was a 1160 for her. And those are my runners, but No Filter, my value.
Okay, interesting. No Filter is Darren's value is obviously seen or not like something about it. So just watch out. That could be another shooty that has to be included into the play. The Betway Victory Moon Stakes is next, and this run over the 18 at Group 3. Always a good race to watch. And the favourite is number 9, Atticus Finch, who's priced up at 5 to 2. 11, Electric Gold is 7 to 1. Number 6, Litigation is 8 to 1. So is the 2, Billy Bowlegs. And if there's one other you want to hear about, it's Crimson King, number 12 on the card, who's priced up at around 8 or 9 to 1. You can get 10 to 1 and better about the others. Mr. Marie, I'll start with you quickly, then we'll go to Mr. Burrows and we'll wrap up this preview of the Victory Moon. Group 3, and a very good race has come together. Give us some sort of outcome, clearer picture if you like.
I think there's a few in here with obviously on a mission to qualify for the Betway Summer Cup, Clyde. Atticus Finch being one of them. He's a galloper. He's only got 52 to shoulder. He's won on the stand-side track, but it's never easy leading start to finish on the stand-side track, whereas he got away on the inside track.
Yes, and you tipped him last time.
Yeah, so I respect him. He's a lovely sort, and I'll give him a winning chance. Okay. I know litigation's held, but litigation on the stand-side track is a different proposition, Clyde, and he's having his peak run. Now, he's on the verge of qualifying for the Betway Summer Cup, so I'm sure Gavin will certainly put him in a great position, give him every opportunity, and maybe Mr. Verners has another one to his bow in the big race. Star Coin, if you have a look at the ratings, I think he represents the value in the race. Star Coin is joint second best weighted. He's having his peak run. And if you're playing wider trifectas and quartets, he's a nice inclusion. And the best weighted is the Ferrosex, none other. She's a nice, I think she's been supplemented in the Betway Summer Cup, wasn't she, recently?
Was she? I'm sorry, I don't know.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is the case. I'm going to go litigation each way, Clyde.
Okay, You've been tipping litigation for the Summer Cup. Well, as your Shrudy anyway.
Well, I'll tell you something. Mr. Terry's very shrewd when it comes to the
Yeah.
Betway Summer Cup. So
All right, well, let's see how that performs. Does in quite right. The outside track, it does seem to enjoy. Mr. Burrows, where are you? Yes, you Atticus Finch. That's right. You've banked this, haven't you?
Yes, Clyde. He's close to a penalty kick in this lineup. I thought he should be around 14-10 and not 28-10. His last win was a cracking win. He's got a lovely, beautiful action, and he unwinds and he lengthens that stride. I think the further they go, the better. I wouldn't be concerned if he goes handy, because I think he'll just carry on finding to the line. And with 52 kilos, he's well ahead of the handicapper. And I think he's also a big runner with bottom weight in the Summer Cup if he happens to win this race.
Okay, interesting. Thank you so much for that. Atticus Finch from Darren Burrows' perspective, and litigation from Daryl Marie's perspective on the outcome of the Betway Victory Moon.